Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today we are going to be looking at the Amstrad CPC 6128, or more importantly the non-functioning disk drive on my Amstrad CPC 6128. Yeah, it's got the standard fault that pretty much all these and the Sinclair Spectrum Plus 3s suffer from eventually, and that's you put a disc in. It attempts to read the disc, you hear a horrible whirring noise, and it comes up with a disc error. Basically the little rubber belt, because these old 3-inch drives used a rubber drive belt inside them, and the little rubber belts obviously perished in this. I've got, I think, 4 of these drives in various computers. Yeah, I've got 4 of them, because I've got a external drive from my CPC 464. I've got one in my Tatung Einstein, and I have got one in my Spectrum Plus 3, and this one as well. So I went on eBay. I won't show that because that's got my address on it. Yeah, here we are. I went on eBay, and I'm sure we're all familiar with them, Retro Computer Shack. And I managed to pick up 5 new belts for under a tenner for the 5. So that should be my 4 3-inch drives sorted, and a spare for future. So right, let's get started, and I will get the computer open, we'll get the drive out of it, and we'll take it from there. So let's have a look here. I've not opened one of these in ages. I opened loads and loads of 464s because I do sell a fair few 464s refurbished. They always seem to sell quite well then, fully reconditioned. But I don't really bother with the 6128s. This is just one of mine from my own, my private personal collection. So let's have a look here now. I'm sure this is in shot. I don't know how much of this is in shot, you know. We'll see when I review this video after. I'm sure it's very boring actually watching people take screws out of old computers, but saying that, I watch it. I'm sad like that. I like nothing better than watching a video of someone taking an old computer apart. What have I missed? I must have missed something because it's not coming apart yet. Well, that is. Let's turn it back over and see. I think there's some screws on the side as well. Let's get them out. Alright, they're out. A nice little pile of screws there. In fact, where's my new container? Let me find my new container. Ah, there it is. We had creme brulees at Christmas, and they all come in these little glass jars, and they are brilliant for keeping your screws in when you're doing a project like this. So that's all my screws so far, and I've got 2 more screws at the side here. Now let me have a quick look here. Yeah, we're still on there. Still see what I'm doing here, just about. So all the screws from underneath, and the side that has the disk drive on has 2 more. Let's get them out. I really need to get some more videos out on YouTube, to be honest. With work and one thing and another, and trying to plan a trip abroad, I'm yeah, way lacking on my YouTube videos at the moment. I hope to remedy that fairly soon. Right, let's have a quick look here. Now, we don't want to pull anything out, so I will just quickly and carefully disconnect the keyboard. Come off, you little bugger. There we go, that one's off. Nice to see the connectors are colour coded. And then we have the keyboard connectors. We can just gently ease them out. And there we go, we're in. I don't think I've ever actually been inside this particular 6128 before. I bought it, and I've never really used that disk drive before. I've always used it connected up to a 3.5-inch disk drive I have externally I fit on top, because that's how I transfer software from the PC onto the Amstrad. But the head looks nice and clean. I was going to clean the heads in it while I was in here, but actually looking at it down there, the head is absolutely spotless. Oh, that's a good show. Anyway, only one head on these because they're a single-sided drive. You flip the disc over. You'll know all this, but you flip the disc over on these to read the other side of the disc. Right, so let's have a quick look how we go any further. That's not very good. A little bit of plastic's just broke off there. I hope that wasn't important. Excuse me. Right, so let's I think we need to take these 2 screws off, and then we can get the drive itself out of the computer case. And as I was saying before, the reason I'm doing this is, like I say, I usually use a 3.5-inch disk drive with this computer, but I've just got an AMX mouse for it. And the AMX software, I've actually got the AMX software with it. It was a full little package I've got, which I'm going to do a video on. It's really nice. But before I do, I could have run it on my 464 because it comes with a tape version of the software as well. But then there'd have been 15 minutes in my video allowing the tape to load, or I'd have done a load of editing. But there we are. Oh dear. And it looks like in this instance, the belt has failed in the past, and it looks, if you can see in there, I don't know how well this is coming out on the camera, but oh dear, I think someone replaced the belt at some point with an elastic band, because we've got residue of elastic bands stuck all around there. So let's have a look and see what we can do about cleaning that up. The board has to come out anyway to put the new belt in, but I wasn't expecting that. That's I need a smaller screwdriver as well. Just shows how organised I am. I've not got my smaller screwdriver out. Just bear with me a tick. I'm sure I will. Ah, there it is. It was at the other end of my bench. Yes, we are. Oh dear. Well, that's no good. Let's have a look in this one. And that's no good. Why is it that every time you come to do something like this, all the tools that you need suddenly vanish? But never mind. We'll use one of these instead. I'm sure I've got a that'll do. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that works nicely. Panic over. There we go. Let's swap bits over. These are great as well. Aldi was selling these a while back. I think they were $2.99. I bought a couple of them. I have one in each in my toolboxes. So they're rather nice, rather good for like £3. And the top unscrews, all the bits go inside it, so you don't lose any of your bits. In here I'll keep them in them drawers, but it's useful for having in your toolbox. And look what I'm doing, I'm putting them on there, and I've got my jar here, so they should go in there like that. Right, now let's gently ease up the board. So yes, I thought there were some connections that have to be taken off. Let's see how this comes out. I don't want to force anything. The LED's on that side and that's not coming out. Let's flip it over and let us see what goes where. Now that doesn't look like that disconnects, does it? Right, now we disconnect that one from there. That's the stepper motor, and as we can gently lift this up, we can disconnect the heads like that, and that allows us to get in just a little bit more. what I can't see at the moment is there it is. Yes, I can. This is a real swine. I think the other ones of these that I have worked on in the past, which I must admit aren't from one of these, they were from the Amstrad PCW range, and I am going back years. They were significantly easier to work on than this. Now, if I was just replacing the belt, I don't think I would have an issue. Unfortunately, I've got all this old elastic band to see if I can get out of there. Let's have a look now. There we go. It wasn't actually too bad. It's that brittle, actually. Let's get some tweezers. I've got some tweezers in my... there we are. It's actually that brittle. We go in there, grab it. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. Not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea, that. So, see if we can get all the rest of that out of here. And then we can have a go at putting the new belt on. It's everywhere though. It's... some's even stuck around this... there we go, it's come off. Let's get the bits out. In fact, we can just tip them out, can't we? Right, there we go, that's all the bits out. That's the old elastic band. Oh dear. Yeah, that's the old elastic band out. So let's put in a correct belt, a nice new one. So there we go. That's the new belt. Got a nice bit of tension in it. And what we'll do, very, very, very gently, we will feed it in. We'll get the old tweezers, and now there's the capstan along the back here. Now we need to get it over that capstan, or that drive cog, or whatever you'd want to call it. This is quite fiddly to do, I will say that. Right, okay. And we'll pull it round and ping, that's it. Okay, that's the new belt on. If we can, let me see if we can get this in shot. There we go, as you can see, there is the new belt in place. That wasn't actually too bad. Pair of tweezers like that really does help for this. So, all we've got left to do is put them connectors that we took off so we could raise the board back on. And I have a feeling that the jolly old tweezers may come in handy again for this. We can just get hold of that, just get it lined up on its connector, and there we go, that one's home. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw the board in place before I put that next one on. Just get the LED back where it should go, get that back in there, I think that locates it. And we'll get these screws back in. And hopefully, once I've reassembled this, we shall see if I have been successful. And that looks okay. That feels alright. You can't actually see it whilst it's inside, but I can definitely feel that the belts are turning something there. All I'm left to do is I need to pull that wire out, just get this little stepper motor connector back up. Slide that back in where it should go. There it is. That clicked back into place. Lovely. Now of course all we have to do is put it back in the computer. In fact, while we've got it out, let's just have a look. Let's have a really good look round it. It's actually really clean in there. I mean, yeah. No, there's not really any dust in it either. It's actually in really nice order, this one. So hopefully that will have cured it. I will get the computer and we'll reinstall that now. Okay, I'm back with the base unit. Now we need to plug in the data cable. We need to plug in the power cable. And we need to get this thing to sit back down where it went. So it needs to sit back exactly where it was. And then all the screw holes will line up. Excuse me. Now it's the slightly shorter screws that go in for this. So we have the first one. That one's in. Let's have a quick look for number 2. There he is. Put number 2 in. Yep. I think that's sitting okay. We will know when we put the case back together. And we'll have it that way round. Make sure everything else is looking alright in there. Quite a few electrolytic caps I've just noticed in one of these, so I will, like I said, I've never really done anything with this one. I will at some point have a bit of a test round and just make sure everything is happy, but like I said, at the moment it actually runs flawlessly, this computer. It was just the 3-inch disk drive which has never worked on it. Like I said, it's never really bothered me until now, because I've had because I've always used it with the 3.5-inch. Now I suppose I could have gone online and got the AMX mouse disc off an image and done it that way, but I thought it'd be a good excuse just to get that drive working again. And I do have some software on 3-inch discs, so it'd be nice to know whether any of it still works. I just need to put these keyboard connectors back on. They're very much like the Sinclair type. You've got to be incredibly careful with them, and I think you'd be even less likely to get a new keyboard for one of these than you would for like a 48K Spectrum, because at least they do remanufacture them. I'm not sure if anyone remanufactures a keyboard membrane for these Amstrads. This one's actually still in really nice flexible condition, but how long it will stay like that, considering how old the computer is. What's this computer at? 1987. It's not going to stay like that forever. Right, let's have a look here. Yeah, excuse that I've got it down on my knee, but it's sometimes when you're trying to get things to line back up again, it's easier than on a desk. There we go. Yeah, I think we've actually cracked that. Not cracked it, you know, we've fitted it. So let's stick these screws back in. That's one. Oops, and I've dropped a screwdriver. That's 2. One in there. 3. Oh, I think that should have been one of them ones. I think some of these are different lengths, because that only went in about half a turn. Get that back out. Come on, out you come. I think you should go in that one there. You know, that's something you have to be really careful about, that sometimes on these computers even like on the base, not all the screws will be the same length. That feels a lot more like what that should have in it. Yeah, that's better. And we've got another long one, which I'm guessing goes there. Yeah, that's nice and positive, that's nice and tight. Another one in there. Yeah. Go on, get in there. Oh, I've already put one in there. Else you don't try and put two screws in one hole. So one in there. One in there. And obviously let's not forget the two screws here. So that's one. And that's the other one. There we go. So that basically is how to replace the drive belt on these 3-inch disc drives. Now there are a couple of different models of them drives and they're not all exactly the same, but it's basically the same idea, it's the same principle. Just hope to God you don't find bits of old elastic band in yours. Right, I'm going to stop this now. I'll call this part 1, and in part 2 I'll have this set back up up in my computer room, and I will show it loading. I think I might get the old AMX mouse out and show you it running, and show it you with the AMX mouse on it. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.